preseason game at Chase Center. And Coletta, you know what preseason means? Milwaukee and Phoenix didn't win a preseason game last year at all. And both ended up in the finals.
Doesn't mean much.
Portland has yet to win a preseason game. Lakers haven't won a preseason game. Warriors have won every preseason game.
The Warriors have been playing so well. It's nice to see. Everybody understands the way they want to play, and the new veterans and some of the old, obviously Andre Iguodala was here before, they understand the way the Warriors want to play, and they're fitting in really nicely. And the Warriors know this Portland Trailblazer team has struggled in the past defensively. So if they keep playing the way they've been playing with the ball movement, the body movement, they should get what they want.
Andrew Wiggins with Looney, Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, and Draymond Green. Shot clock at 5. And Steph will draw the foul. Now, I think you hit on what you want to get out of the preseason. How is Otto Porter and Nemanja Bjelica fit in? Has Jordan Poole taken a step forward and built on his good end to last year?
Check, check, check.
Are Steph and Draymond still Hall of Famers? You're going to have statues outside this building.
Check.
Are James Wiseman and Klay Thompson on track in their rehab and healing process?
Check with an exclamation point.
And then, I'd say the only bummer is Jonathan Kuminga has a knee issue. And then we've seen Moses Moody, I think, have very good minutes in several different games and have some rookie moments as well. But by and large, it's been a great training camp, and the preseason games have been fun.
It's been an amazing training camp. Couldn't be better.
So C.J. McCollum, Dennis Smith Jr. with Norman Powell, Jusuf Nurkic, and Robert Covington for the Blazers. McCollum can be unfun to guard. He is so good. Steph with a nice deflection there.
He froze Looney, but the rest of the defense was in good position. And that's been a theme of the preseason, too. There's Chauncey Billups. I just kind of worry about this team when it comes to the defensive side. Unless Chauncey has some up his sleeves, maybe they go zone a lot more or something like that. But offensively, they can score with the best of them. And one of the reasons is that guy right there, C.J. McCollum.
Derek Collins, Derek Richardson, Brandon Schwab blow the whistles tonight. But, yeah, you're talking top 5 offense, bottom 5 defense. It's a Blazer team that's made the playoffs 8 years in a row. And Jordan Poole, a corkscrewing flip shot.
That's how you feel? Got off to a slow start against the Lakers. He's saying, not tonight. I'm here early.
Averaging 23 per game in the preseason for Jordan Poole.
He's been in kill mode.
Norman Powell got the big contract after coming over for Gary Trent Jr.
Norman Powell is another dynamic offensive player. Jordan Poole, look at this finish. How crafty is this? Going to your left, drifting that way, switch hands midair. C.J. McCollum's like, what?
You know what that does? There's no contact there, but unnatural, abnormal shooting. Wait a minute, what was that? Nurkic, bothered by Looney, able to save it.
The weak side was there to help, too. They clogged that up.
So Andrew Wiggins, who was so good defensively a year ago, and that's how you contest shots against McCollum. Draymond Green, and great defense by Covington, that's an all-defender against an all-defender. Covington made the all-defensive team in 2018. Draymond was first team all-defense last year.
He's one of the best defenders they got.
Dennis Smith Jr. is trying to resurrect his career a little bit. Norman Powell missing that 3.
And look at the multiple efforts, though. The Blazers will move the ball around. They'll make you work. Warriors are up for it.
And Jordan Poole rimming that out. Nurkic with the rebound. It's good to see Nurkic healthy. He's had the multiple leg issue, injuries, missed a ton of games.
He makes a big difference for them on both sides. He's a presence.
And Nurkic right down the lane. He was scouted as a youngster in Europe. His dad is 7 feet tall and weighs 400 pounds.
Yeah, it's in the genes is what you're saying.
Nurkic at 290. He's a large man in his own right.
He's a beast.
7 feet.
He likes shooting threes, too. Draymond does, too. But Covington is a really, really good defender, and he's got length. And so he can kind of bait you into a jumper. He can back up and make you think you got an opening, and he'll just get up there and contest it, sometimes block it.
Well, Covington and the Norman Powell have been the 2 big acquisitions. And obviously they had the Nurkic trade a couple years ago. Looney, a little draw and kick in his own right. Wiggins had to shoot that to beat the shot clock. So Lillard getting the night off, but Dennis Smith Jr., remember, he was traded for Derrick Rose last year. He was in the Porzingis trade a couple years ago.
He needs to have a nice year on a one-year deal.
Love the way the Warriors are contesting shots as Powell missed there. First 3 minutes, you've had defense both ways.
Split action.
Over to Poole. And Looney fighting for that rebound, but he touched it last.
Powell did a really good job of peeling off of Looney and getting out to the shooter when he saw his teammate got screened on that split action. There's Damian.
Damian Lillard on the Olympic team in Tokyo, got the gold medal. Steve Kerr was an assistant on that squad. Yeah, the Warriors were 20th offensively, top 5 defense. And it really can almost flip the numbers for Portland as Poole missing off back iron. So if Chauncey Billups can channel his Pistons days and increase the defensive intensity for is just a sublime offensive team, the Blazers will be a factor in the West like they are most years.
That's what they need. And they're kind of relying on some of their young guys to take the next step because they didn't really do anything this offseason to make you think, oh, they're going to be that much better. Like Anthony Simons is one of their guys they're relying on to get better. He's having a nice preseason even though he's not playing this game.
There is Powell dropping that in. What'd you think, Gary Trent Jr. for Norman Powell type of deal? How would you assess that?
You got the shooting of Gary Trent Jr. obviously, but
Steph creating for Draymond Green.
Norman Powell, I mean, we know him from all his time with Toronto. He's a really dynamic scorer, and he can shoot as well. So he gives you another threat offensively, and he's a solid defender.
Mccollum off back iron. Curry with the rebound in motion. Steph off back iron there. I think he did that just for Lillard. They have fun in terms of the depth that they shoot the threes, and Powell answers again.
Yeah, when Steph shoots shots like that, you see Damian Lillard smiling on the bench. It's like, I know what that's about.
Unlimited range for both of them.
They shoot it so easy.
Giving Looney that elbow jumper. I mean,
he's been working on it. It's preseason. Might as well shoot him up.
You know
there.
what? He's 6 of 12 shooting the ball in the preseason. And Nurkic, clever enough, a little slow and go, and then nice finish in the foul.
Everybody's doing it in the league. It's the fake handoff. It works a lot. You get a guy cutting off of you. Oh, I'm going to hand it off. No, I'm not. Fooled you. And really, Looney didn't even bite that much, but it doesn't take much. You just need him to freeze for just a second to get the advantage.
We have the DHO. How about the DH no?
Nice.
That spectacular look at the Chase Center and Thrive City. If you've not been to the Chase Center, early opportunity in the season. All the tickets at Warriors.com. Going to have the 2 games next week, one in LA against the Lakers, Thursday the home opener against the Clippers. Then a little road trip to Sac and OKC, then collect an 8-game homestand, which is going to kind of tell the tale for the momentum that the Warriors might be able to develop to begin the year.
Well, you want to set the tone early for the season. And it looks like the Warriors are already in that mindset, the way they've been playing this preseason.
Open 2 of 10 shooting. Shot clock down to 8, and Wiggins will launch. Andrew, a year ago, 38% on threes, best of his career. That bumped it up from 33 on average. Nurkic kind of a quick shot that. Ricochets out of bounds to the Dubs.
Just threw his body into Looney. Looney just stood there and took it. The Warriors, you said it, they're struggling with their shooting right now. They need to get back to creating for each other, getting it into the paint, drawing the help. Because if the Warriors play the way they've been playing with the body movement, the ball movement, and breaking the paint, getting the draw and kicks, the defense, they're going to have to be helping off of shooters most of the time.
And this is where Steve Kerr can start to experiment. Nemanja Bjelica checks in. And that's for a little more offense. And then there's the backdoor cut for Steph.
It was Jordan Poole that set that little back screen, got a piece of his man, gave him the advantage.
We're going to put Damian Lee in the game, but he's at the scorer's table. Jump at Powell. Feeding Nurkic inside, and you see Draymond. Draymond can guard anybody, 1 through 5. I don't care how many inches or pounds he's given away.
He just did a good job of making sure he didn't get great position. Like he was right under the basket. Pushed him out as far as he could.
Lisa attacking, and you see Nurkic, if he becomes a defensive factor because he's healthy.
Watch Jordan Poole. Get a piece of him. That's all it took. Derrick Jones Jr. is in trouble.
194 times last year, Draymond to Steph on an assist.
Derek Smith Jr. I mean,
that was 50 more than any other two-man combo in the league.
And the way they set that up with the rest of the defense lifted, you know there's not going to be any help with the basket.
Our buddy Marquise Chris has checked in. Good to see Marquise healthy.
One of our favorites.
The broken leg last year.
They could use him.
That's really good defense by Wiggins. And then good contest on Powell. Just the little things. Portland with the 4-point lead. Warriors trying to find some offensive rhythm. And deflected by Marquise Bielitsa. Quickest man to the ball. It's a tough shot for Draymond. Bielitsa working, but Chris able to keep it alive. Mccollum. That guy's open floor threes, and Covington fouled on the dunk attempt.
He just got a running start from the weak side. No one was able to get a body on him. His shot is so early.
Robert Covington, undrafted, four-year college player at Tennessee State, was involved very early in all the Philadelphia losing in the process, and has just worked himself into a phenomenal player. But Houston, Minnesota, and then Portland gave up a fair amount to grab him.
He just knows who he is. There's no wondering about it.
So we were talking about getting out to Chase Center at Warriors.com. How about no ticket fees for 75 hours?
Ooh.
All right, so go to Warriors.com. You actually, that's what the tickets cost. No ticket fees at all.
That's big.
It's all courtesy of Kalena Azubuike. Did you randomly just pick 75 because it's the 75th NBA season?
That's exactly why. You're welcome.
Wiggins. Good shield just to catch that. Bielitsa, they leave him alone, and that is where Nemanja Bielitsa, Otto Porter Jr., Damian Lee, Steph, Wiggins, there's a lot of three-point shooters on this team.
But you know why he got that open shot and Powell was hesitant to close out to him? Because Steph was right there.
Yeah.
So you had to choose. And that's how Steph makes you better without even touching the ball.
And the crowd oohing and eyeing. Draymond gave ground but then lost his footing and then ran it back. Nicely done, and that's where Bielitsa, his floor game at age 33, he's more than just a stand in the corner shooter.
He's such a smart player, never in a rush, can make great decisions. He's a really good passer.
McCollum, and that in. The CJ McCollum story is interesting to me always. 5'2" in high school, grew 9 inches to become an NBA player. First and only NBA player out of Lehigh. And Steph Curry, out of that Power Davidson, answers in his own right. Steve Kerr's not going to want to see that. Ben McLemore was able to run it back off a made basket. You get a layup on one end, don't be giving up a layup on the other one, and that's why the timeout comes immediately. 3:51 remaining in the first. You're the greatest outside shooter in the world, but you know what? You can go inside too. The ride across the bay to come to practice and games. The length of Klay Thompson's boat. How many footer do you think it would be?
Wow.
Because it's a very interesting number.
11 feet?
Well, if I said the NBA record for points in a quarter, he has a 37-foot boat.
Makes sense.
37-footer.
I really underestimated that.
You scared the hell out of me. Can you imagine Klay in the bay in an 11-foot boat? He's scared to death. And he had James Wiseman with him on the boat.
I guess that'd be a small boat, yeah. Obviously, I'm not a huge boat person.
Norman Powell answers on the other end. Remember the movie Jaws? We're going to need a bigger boat. 11-footer, forget it. So Steph missed everything. That does not happen.
I'm thinking of like a jet ski, maybe.
That's it. Yeah, but I enjoyed that conversation with Kareth and Klay. Klay is an interesting character, super fun, and everything, the needle is all pointing upwards.
Can you be in a bad mood when he's in the vicinity?
No.
I don't think so.
Nope. And that's why one of the greatest moments in this building in the early part of its history is going to be Klay Thompson's return. I can't wait for that ovation.
Yeah. You just got me with the significant number to Klay. I just went with his number 11, so I didn't think about the size of the boat.
Just 37 would be what. Now,
I should have thought of what most boat sizes are.
Now, if he had a 60-foot boat, when he had 60 against Indiana.
Yeah.
But he had 37 and a quarter, which is the NBA record for points in a quarter. So Curry, Andre Iguodala, Damian Lee, Bielitsa, and Otto Porter Jr. CJ McCollum lasering in a three. So McCollum and Norman Powell, Marquise Chris. You've got Ben McLemore and Greg Brown III. Steph rattled that one out. So the preseason for Stephen is more just being healthy, which he is, and then which combos and which different players. McCollum without Lillard tonight is really rolling early.
He's got a nice rhythm, no surprise. He's going to be super aggressive without his running mate.
CJ's got 9. Damian Lee with a little show and go, and the lefty finish.
He saw his defender had a long closeout. Just attack it. Don't settle. Go and throw your body in there. And I like how they've gotten to the basket a couple times now. More than a couple times.
They double McCollum, get the ball out of his hands.
Whoa.
And Brown, getting the fans involved. Row 8.
Head on a swivel. Be ready for anything up there.
A lot of shooters everywhere in the building. And that fan was open.
I would have held on to the ball a little longer, though. Just kind of savor it.
CJ Ellaby is checked in. Yeah, unlike baseball, you can't keep the ball in the NBA if it goes into the 8th row.
Just give it like a 3 count, Just feel it up,
Foul off the ball. Ellaby holding on to Damian Lee. We're going to have Joe Lacob, the Warriors principal owner, will join us at the beginning of the second quarter. He's currently texting Kalena right now saying, how could you have guessed an 11-foot boat for Klay? Bielitsa, you got to run at him because he's such a good three-point shooter. Finds another shooter at Otto Porter. Otto Porter Jr. off back iron. Marquise Chris, good rebound and outlet. Chris running the floor. That's nicely done. I loved Marquise when he was a Warrior.
Super athletic, and he used it running the floor. He feels like he can beat a lot of bigs down the floor.
Joined us on the broadcast several times. Just super good guy. I'm pulling for him.
Me
Steph
too.
finding Porter. Iguodala. Oh, they'll say Andre stepped in the baseline before the dunk.
He's still got some juice left in those legs.
Yeah,
it's all that hot yoga he's been doing. I tried that this summer. It's the worst.
Season 19.
Oh, just by a little bit. Got those flows on the line. Curry flows.
Don't think we're not revisiting your hot yoga experience at some point.
It was awful.
It is the preseason.
I would never do it again.
Ellaby rimming that out. Bielitsa the rebound. So Portland with the 10-point advantage. Warriors are 7 of 23 shooting. Blazers 11 of 25. Now, we saw the Warriors double McCollum. That's one of the first times Chauncey Billups has put 2 defenders quickly out on Steph.
They want to at least get a look at it in preseason so they can get their rotations right. That's going to be happening a lot.
That happened to Curry all of last year.
Absolutely.
That's where Jordan Poole's development should help with that.
That's why the season Steph had last season is so impressive.
Led the league in scoring.
All the attention.
Warriors are 1 of 10 from distance.
Yikes.
That's not good. Smith Jr. and Bielitsa just waited for him and sent him away.
He just contained, though, which was not easy to do because he was coming in hot.
Remember his explosiveness his rookie year in Dallas?
How can you forget?
3-second game shot clock difference. Deflected. Those one-hand passes just become turnovers. Marquise Chris missing the dunk. Final 2 seconds here. That 3 would have counted, but off iron there. So for the Warriors, 29% shooting. Curry a little bottled up. And the offense not quite in gear with the Blazers up 10 after the first 12 minutes. And the boss man, Joe Lacob, joining us coming up next. Second quarter with the Blazers up 10. Bob Fitzgerald, Kalena Azubuike, as Steve Kerr has the Warriors undefeated in preseason, but preseason records do not matter. As we said, Phoenix and Milwaukee didn't win a preseason game last year at all. They met in the finals. So, as a player, what were you trying to get out of preseason?
I was just trying to get in the right frame of mind for the regular season. How am I going to get my points in the regular season? What am I going to do to be effective night in and night out? Defensively, getting rebounds. How many rebounds can I average per game as Covington gets a pretty nice putback? Got to be ready for all of that. And make sure the coaches know exactly what they're going to get out of you night to night so they can trust you.
So Jordan Poole and Iguodala with Bielitsa, Damian Lee, and Otto Porter Jr. I think also Steve Kerr's been experimenting with different combinations and who's going to handle the ball at certain times as Bielitsa hits the three. Norman Powell bothered by Bielitsa, and Iguodala will push ahead. Otto Porter loves the corners. A rare miss for a guy shooting 56% on threes in the preseason. So Nurkic becomes the feeder, and Ellaby cutting back door. Jordan Poole. You see Steve Kerr going to take a timeout right away, and we bring in Joe Lacob, the principal owner for the Warriors. So we said beginning of the second quarter, you just show up when you feel like it, or what's going on here? You think you own the team?
He is the owner.
Normally I just do what I'm told.
Give us your impressions of the preseason in terms of the veterans have fit in. Jordan Poole's taking a step forward. Steph and Draymond are still amazing, but give us some thoughts.
Well, I mean, obviously we're undefeated. Not that that means a lot, but I think we're all very excited about what we see. We've got a lot of depth, a lot of shooting. I think we've improved the team, over a year ago a lot. And, add that to the draft picks, which are going to take some time, but have very high potential. I mean, I don't know how you don't get very excited about the future of Warriors basketball.
We've been talking about how much we love seeing all the fans in here. They've been piling in. Got that 8-game homestand early in the season. How excited are you about that? These fans getting to see this competitive Warrior team go up against some of the stars around the league.
I mean, I'm just excited to be back here with fans in our arena. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have missed it so much, and it just feels great to be back. Yeah, and I think everybody feels the same. All my, the fans that I know and my friends, and everybody's just so excited to be back. And I got to say, by the way, this is a nice view up here. I haven't really had this view in a long time, and it's really fun to see it.
Now, all Warrior fans know you're the biggest Warrior fan. So we have been trying to, somehow figure out how excited people are going to be when Klay Thompson takes the floor this year and the ovation he's going to receive. Are you going to get choked up about that?
I think so.
I am too.
I will.
Yeah.
I've freely admitted it.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's been 2 years. What this guy's gone through is, terrible. And I think it's just going to be a phenomenal, really, not just for the Warriors and Warrior fans. The entire NBA is going to probably feel that way to some extent.
And it's also who Klay is.
Right. Yes.
People have so much fun sharing his life and just the experiences and who he's become. And, you've seen him from being drafted to his whole evolution. We just missed him. I mean, you just missed the guy in every facet for 2 years.
Actually, he's more interesting and more fun than he was certainly when we drafted him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got so much personality.
He's more comfortable in his own skin now.
He is. Where did it all come from? It's when you met him when he was a rookie, you're like, you would never believe this.
The Instagram lives on the boat is just comedy.
It's
phenomenal.
So we were having a little fun that Klay's boat is a 37-footer as Damian Lee hits the three.
Don't tell him what I guessed that it was.
So I asked Colette, I said, hey, the length of his boat is a number significant to Klay. The 37-point quarter, right?
No, but the significant to Klay caught me off guard because I was thinking, well, it's his jersey number. But then I was like, wait a minute, that can't be the boat size.
Colette guessed he had an 11-foot boat. How good did you feel as Covington hits the three there that Andre Iguodala came back and that veterans like Porter and Bielitsa would choose to become Warriors? I mean, that's a testament to where this franchise has gone over the last decade or so.
Yeah, it's very hard to pick up great veterans like we did this summer at the minimum. Look, everybody wants to try to do that. You got to get lucky, get the right guys that are not injured and so on. There's reasons why they're minimums. But we feel very fortunate. I mean, you can just see it, right? The 3 guys that we brought in. Well, Iguodala goes without saying. He's been here before. I mean, that's as he would say, he's very undervalued.
Yeah, he said that a lot. Yeah.
He did. But he's going to be a tremendous for our entire organization. I just think he's a mentor to the young guys. There's so many good reasons to have him back. Not only the fact that, look, we want him to retire as a
Warrior.
Eventually as a Warrior. But the other 2 guys we got, Porter and Bielitsa, are really good shooters, have great size. You can see right now Steve already trusts them quite a bit.
And we've been ranting and raving about this guy, Jordan Poole. How impressed have you been with his improvement and the jump he's looking to take this season?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't see this coming.
No?
To this level. I mean, look, come on. His first year, he struggled. Now, we all thought he had great potential. He could pass, he could shoot, he could dribble. But you never really know how it's going to work out.
Yeah.
And he struggled, and even the beginning of the second year, and the jump that he has made is really something.
Yeah.
And you think about it, the 28th pick, and he was 20. Okay, so a couple years later now, you see the full development. Got some other 20-year-olds in Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody and James Wiseman. And I know we live in an instant coffee society, but if people would just wait as they develop and mature as young men and become better players, I think the mix you have of future Hall of Famers and some young studs, it's going to be fun to watch.
Well, the great thing, about basketball is that players get better. Of course, some get older and they're not as good, but that's what's really amazing is when guys like this can develop over a few years. And even some of the greatest players took to year 3, really, to be who they are.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to be patient. You have to be patient. Yeah. None of us are any patient in this world anymore. We all want to see it immediately. Before the owners with Trey Lance. I mean, everyone wants it immediately, but it can't be immediate.
Well, yeah, with experience comes knowledge. He's using it better.
Now, Kalenda, that last play, Nurkic has point-blank range, but Bielitsa scratches claws, denies him, and that's where people forget the Warriors were top 5 defensively a year ago. And so you add Iguodala and Porter, but Bielitsa, okay, should be giving up a lot of weight, and yet he's still battling. If the Warriors have that kind of scrappy mindset defensively, they can still remain an elite team on that side of the ball.
You know what impressed me about that was his fight, but the timing. Like, he jumped at exactly the right time. He's letting... There he is.
Iguodala hitting the 3.
He's letting Nurkic know that he's going to fight all night. He's there. Even though he's given up a lot of weight, he's still got some strength to him.
Joe, when you look at the Western Conference and the East, has the NBA ever been in a better place? During your ownership, you had a big disparity. The West was significantly more difficult. It made the Warrior Championships even more remarkable. LeBron carried those Cleveland teams. You look at the Eastern Conference now, and all the talent, Brooklyn and Milwaukee and Philly and Atlanta and the Knicks, and then you look at how deep the West is. The league itself is in a great place.
Yeah, I think it's very strong. There's a lot of good young teams that are developing and getting better. And that's why we all have to work so hard to get there. But the East is a lot tougher than it was, to your point. And I think here's Bielitsa now. I would say
Moses Moody sneaking in for the rebound.
I mean, there's a lot of good teams, but I think we're in as good a position as anybody in the sense that we have our stars still. We have some guys that we brought in this summer that are very experienced, that can really come off the bench and do a great job for us. And we've got these young guys. 4 of them. Poole already looks great, but I think the others will too. And so we've got a future too. So I think we all love that mix.
You mentioned your stars. Steph Curry, the brightest star. But obviously his play is phenomenal, MVP level. But how excited do you think he is watching how his teammates are coming along and showing how they can be aggressive and take some of the pressure off of him, knock down shots? How much better is that going to make Steph?
Well, Steph, can he get much better?
I don't know. That's the thing.
He was incredible last year. We're expecting big things this year.
Maybe make it easier on him a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I think having Jordan Poole, if he really can maintain this over the course of the year, and we think he can, is going to help a lot because he's another shot creator.
Yeah.
Well, Steph at age 33, leading the league in scoring at 32 points a game. People forget Chris Paul led Phoenix to the finals. He's 37. Guys have redefined how long their prime is and the elite level they can play. And even LeBron doesn't seem like he's slowed down.
Are you saying he can play to Tom Brady kind of numbers?
I'm not. What you're saying? I put nothing past Steph Curry. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
He takes care of his body.
Just a real brief comment on that. I played in a golf tournament earlier this summer with Steph. Tom Brady was in the thing too, as a member guest kind of thing. I won't say where, but and Steph and Brady were rooming together. That's the way it was set up.
Oh, wow.
And anyway, we had a thing that night, and one of the hosts was calling out, asking people. And of course, he put me on the spot and say, "Are you going to sign this contract with Steph?" This was before everything got done. And my response was, "I'll tell you. You just spend Steph as much time as you can with Brady. Whatever he does, you do. Whatever he eats, you eat."
You want him to eat that avocado ice cream that Tom Brady's on?
Oh, man. Good contest by Draymond. First team all defense. Sent Marquise Chris away. Jordan Poole got a little too nifty there behind the back, and Ellaby headed back the other way. So that's live ball turnovers. Those are the runbacks, Kalena, that really hurt your defense. You can have a miscue where they got to take it out of bounds, but you throw it away and get it run back in Portland with the 11-point advantage.
You want to stay solid. Sometimes you can get overconfident as you have success. And Poole just needs to be careful about that.
Looney on the kick out. And Iguodala, just that whip pass. But you saw Marquise Chris recover. And so, does this feel like another reopening of Chase Center to you, Joe, in terms of, Miller and Lux, Thrive City, Gotts, dumpling time? Like, for Clint and I, we're kind of like, you know what? A lot of people still haven't been to the building yet. This is their chance.
And experienced all the food.
And to be honest, we have not really ever had it all opened. We never really completed the opening. In year one, we got interrupted. Year two, of course, last year was a tough year for everybody in the world. But so we're still kind of opening, is the way we look at it. We're getting more restaurants open and more food options open. And there's a few things we still have to work on, to be quite honest.
Steph Curry. You heard Lacob challenging his three-point shooting as he gets older. And he answered the bell there. But also, too, everybody being vaccinated. That's worked very seamlessly. It's about as safe a place as you could watch a sporting event.
Yes, we're lucky to be in the Bay Area where we have such high vaccination rates. And I think this is one of the safest arenas you can go to in the world, quite frankly.
Yeah. C.J. McCollum continues with 13 points here in the first half. Steph's going to work on Marquise. If you reach, that's when he goes by you, but missed the bank shot. Looney kept it alive, and Wiggins tees up a triple.
There you go.
You know, Joe, that every three-point record for the franchise is going down this year. Attempts, makes, everything.
That's probably true. And I'm very excited about how much three-point shooting we do have on this team this year. We all know its importance, and I think we're prepared for a big season in that regard.
Yeah, you would hope that with this many three-point shooters, it's going to be rare that everybody struggles for the entire night. Like, at some point, someone's going to get hot. Wiggins has knocked down one. We've seen him knock down a couple lately here. So
yeah, people said, well, how can you be so sure? He said, the Warrior franchise record is 54 attempts in a game. They're averaging 55 threes in the preseason per game. Averaging 55. So I would imagine there's going to be a lot hoisted in, and that is the strength of the team. Break the paint, kick it back out, and then if they overplay you, then you can go inside. And Wiggins cleaning up the Draymond miss. Joe, we appreciate you stopping by.
Well, thank you.
Next time you're here, let's be on time, okay?
Easy. Appreciate
that is the biggest Warrior fan we got, Joe Lacob, with the timeout on the floor here at Chase Center, and Portland up 7. Remaining in the first half. Now, Dubs basketball is back with opening night on Thursday against the Clippers. Clint and I want you there. Scan the QR code on your screen, complete your entry for a chance to win a pair of opening night tickets. No purchase necessary.
Do it.
If you're unsure on the phone, find your kid, tell them to come scan the QR code.
Yeah.
They're doing that at restaurants and all that stuff now. But yeah, free tickets for opening night. Get in that sweepstakes. What do you think about next week? Lakers in LA Tuesday, Clippers. You can be here at Warriors.com for a Clippers-Warriors opening night at Chase.
I can't wait. We're starting the season off with a bang, thrown right into the fire. Warriors are up for it. They're super competitive, and I think that's why they've been so serious about all these preseason games. They want to start the season the right way. Look at the defense.
Draymond Green on Nurkic. He and Looney have done a good job on the big man for Portland.
Collapsed on him quick.
Warriors are going to be structurally small until James Wiseman comes back. Steph on the backdoor cut, and he was fouled.
So good, because once you throw in the post, you get that split action on the strong side, but on the weak side, you just read it. And as soon as your defender turns his head, Steph is thinking, let me just cut. Watch his defender just kind of turn his head, lull him to sleep, walk towards his right, then just cut back door quick, just explode to the rim. Derek Smith Jr. has had a tough time just staying with Steph. The movement without the ball is what the Warriors stress, and no one does it better than this man.
All right, so I told you there'd be no math today, but I lied. Steph is 141 threes from passing Ray Allen, okay? If you go back his last couple of years, he averages almost about 5.5 made threes per game. If he starts the season on that pace, December 8th against Portland, and Curry just missed 2 free throws, which is unbelievable. But December 8th against the Blazers could be the night here in this building that he breaks the three-point record and goes into NBA history alone.
He would love to do it here in front of these fans, enjoy the moment with the fans, his teammates. It's going to be a beautiful night if that happens.
I think he'd like it with Lillard in the building and all the dynamic and respect that they have as Moses Moody checks out. But yeah, Steph Curry this year will become the greatest three-point shooter in NBA history. Nurkic with a great block. Wiggins stayed with it and rimmed it up and out.
See how Nurkic is a presence down there. He's got some pretty good timing with the blocks.
And Portland has all the offensive firepower you'd ever want. But can they slow somebody down? Right now they're holding the Warriors to 34% shooting. Blazers shooting 45%. Curry down the lane. Wiggins cutting back door, but pretty good recovery.
No, he tried to reverse it. He could have just gone up on the same side. He probably would have been able to finish it easier.
Covington, he's their version of Draymond. He is a really good defender.
Such a smart one. Watch Steph's eyes. He sees Andrew Wiggins. If he would have just gone up on the same side, he was probably higher than Covington too.
Knocked off of Portland. That will remain Warrior ball.
Covington's making sure
that little
fans
kid,
are okay. Yeah, he's struggling.
That's too bad.
Yeah, he's in the line of fire here. Those front row seats can be a little hazardous at times. Oh, and she got a shoulder to the face too. And she's tough. He's tough. There you go. They're talking it out.
Pretty good defense by Powell, but Wiggins didn't give up on the play. Knocked out of bounds. It will be Portland ball. So you see Norman Powell play D. Covington play D. We talked about Nurkic protecting inside, and this is what Portland wants to see.
Chauncey has to be impressed so far with the defensive effort. And offensively, they've been pretty creative as well. Moving the ball, they've been cutting themselves, getting some weak side movement, working off of screens.
I mean, Portland's been a playoff team 8 straight years. Now, they had one losing record, 35 and 39. That was the bubble year. They made the playoffs. The pass knocked away. Looney saw it the whole way.
Try to duck it from the weak side. Didn't work.
Covington on the overplay. I'm telling you, nothing has come easy for the Warriors tonight.
He is tenacious defensively. It's getting to the point where you got to know where he is.
Yep.
He's getting his hands on a lot of balls.
Looney rolled. He did not return the ball to him. Shot clock at 7. Steph didn't need it. And a deep 3. That's the ultimate equalizer right there.
Dennis Smith Jr. is like, what do I got to do? He's cutting back door on me. Knocking down threes from the hash. Crazy.
Steph's got a dozen, but C.J. McCollum's barking as he hits that fadeaway. So McCollum's got 18. Curry's got 12. Throw in Norman Powell's 10. Those are the double-digit scores. Damian Lee catch and shoot. And following his own shot. Lee attacking again. Got all the way in to lay it up and in.
How hard did Damian Lee work in that possession? He missed the first one on one side, ran to the other side. He was all over the floor there, resolute.
I think last year was Damian Lee's best year, and he just worked so hard that he can help you in so many different ways. Nurkic rattling out the three, 40% from beyond the arc a year ago.
I was about to say Warriors have a lot of momentum right now, but you don't want to turn it over. Good idea, though, from Steph. You saw Draymond doing his work early, posting up, had good position. Damian Lee is working. Long closeout for Covington. We're just talking about how great a defender Covington is. Damian Lee's like, not good enough.
They'll come out and close on you when you're a 39% three-point shooter. D-League career best a year ago. Draymond came up with the steal, but had the kick save to do it.
Probably saved a layup. Maybe. He had the step. Dennis Smith Jr. had the step on Andrew Wiggins, but that's how you break up those plays, even if it's a kick ball. Just stick your feet out, get active with your limbs.
Challenge Nurkic again as he misses his second consecutive three.
He's a pretty good three-point shooter, too.
Is.
He likes the corners, though.
That guy's a pretty good three-point shooter, too.
Goodness. He's excited about it, too. I think he did something to his leg.
Well, the landing, I'm just watching Steph right now.
I thought he jumped up in excitement. I think he turned his ankle.
I think he did, too. Push ahead to Wiggins, and he will be fouled, but keeping an eye on Curry. He hit that three, landed in the crowd, and appears to be all right, but definitely felt something for a second.
Yeah. He gets frustrated when he does anything to that ankle, but he's still moving around, trying to walk it off.
Wiggins missing the free throw. I mean, the 15-win year, Steph was limited by the broken hand.
Yeah.
And he ran into Aaron Baines, who was trying to draw a charge for some reason. You know, the ankle issues are well documented, and he does tremendous work to play through all of that.
And to strengthen the muscles around that ankle.
The broken hand was an oddity. Steph was very durable last year. He had the one weird tailbone issue with that metal stair in Houston. But otherwise, ankle-wise, had a good year. Covington hitting the three. And that's the ultimate 3-and-D. Rocco, Robert Covington. He's got 10.
Let's see if the Warriors can finish this half strong.
It's got Nurkic on skates. Steph on the step through. Flip it up and in and draw the foul.
I think the ankle is fine.
Oh, man.
Yo, the handle there. He put on an exhibition. A ball handling exhibition. He's got that thing on a string. Nurkic switched out onto him. He's got him jumping around. He's behind the back. Just drives by and then steps through Smith Jr. Crafty. Look at him looking at the bench. I got so much game.
I'll tell you what, you got to appreciate this guy every time we have a chance to watch him play basketball. I mean, that's the greatest shooter in the history of the game, but the movement without the ball handling, and that's an offensive foul as D-Lee took one of the chops.
And Powell got a little too active with his movement without the ball.
I mean, 33 a year ago, turned 34 in March, to average 32 points a game, to lead the league in scoring, and the relentless work to stay at that elite level, and the eye candy of just brilliance we get to watch on a regular basis. You just can't take it for granted.
I feel blessed, honestly, getting to watch this guy. The joy that he plays with, the skill that he puts on display night in and night out, how hard he plays, how much he moves, the fitness level. It's crazy. This is crazy. Stop it.
He gets in these Curry flurries, and the building starts to pulsate, and it's just a matter of time.
His footwork is just so pure. That step back got so much separation. You don't want to leave his body, but he forces you to because of his incredible moves.
6-second game shot clock difference. McCollum tries to answer, rattles that out. Curry with 8 seconds. He's got 21 in the half. Down to 4. at 3. Step back 3. And Damian Lee followed it in.
He was the only one working. Everybody just stopped. As soon as Steph shot that one, everybody just stopped, and Damian Lee was the only one moving. And it basically worked out as a perfect pass. Damian Lee's like, hey, great pass, Steph.
Where did Portland's lead go? Curry has 15 in the quarter. Damian Lee, that bucket is going to be counted good. And so from down double digits, the Warriors with a 4-point lead at the half. Glenn and I will come back, look at that early season schedule, and talk about how the Warriors can begin this season for real.
Basketball on NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota. With 10 hybrids to choose from, there's one for everyone. Toyota, let's go places.
Getting ready to start the second half. Bob Fitzgerald, Glenn Azabuki with you. Tuesday in LA, Warriors-Lakers to open the season. Thursday right here at Chase Center, Warriors-Clippers for the home opener. And at Sacramento, at Oklahoma City, then an 8-game homestand. So if you're looking for birthday presents, surprises, or want to do something nice for someone you care about, get to a Warrior game early in the year.
That's a great idea. Good thinking.
Well, I really think in that 8-game homestand, they're going to need the fans. You're going to play without Klay and play without Wiseman. You're going to need this building to be hopping a little bit.
Lakers are probably thinking we got to get it together here. I think they lost to Sacramento too.
They did.
It's preseason, but they haven't had a ton of time with the big three playing together. They got to figure it out.
A little tic-tac-toe. Steph to Draymond to Looney.
See CJ grabbing Looney's leg. Looney's like, wait, that's not a foul. He can just grab my leg.
Mccollum and Nurkic with Dennis Smith Jr., Covington and Norman Powell, and Nurkic scoring inside. He's got 9. It's Steph and Jordan Poole with Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins.
McCollum is never in much of a hurry.
Looney at center.
Just so much poise to his game.
Well, let me ask you, I mean, is CJ McCollum is he an off guard? Is he a point guard? Is he a hybrid guard? Back in the day, they never had the, I think Gail Goodrich, Jerry West, they were both just guards. And then you had the phrase lead guard. It's only in the last, 15, 20, the point guard, the shooting guard. That became a distinction. Before it was just guards.
He does both really well. And without Lillard on the floor, he's shown it. Not just here, but time and time again in the past. He's got the playmaking ability. He's got great vision. And he really takes his time. And when he's on the floor and he's the ball handler, he really sets the tone for his teammates. They have a nice flow to their offense. Everybody moving well without the ball.
CJ McCollum was on the J.J. Redick podcast, The Old Man and the Three.
That podcast is pretty good.
It's really good. And I just remember him saying when he was 5'2" in high school, he said, I had the confidence of Allen Iverson. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. I just need to be taller.
Right.
And he almost like he prayed for it or something, and then he grew 9 inches.
Looks like he still wants to be taller with that high flat top he's rocking.
Norman Powell following in his own miss.
I like it. I'm just saying.
CJ McCollum is 6'6" this year, playing alongside Lillard.
He gets taller every single year.
Who knew?
He's 6'9" now. What's going on?
Jordan Poole missing long and strong. Yeah, McCollum is the head of the Players Association, replacing Chris Paul.
Does a great job.
He really does. He's scoring inside. So CJ McCollum is such an intriguing, fun player to watch.
If you got a spin move in your game, you can be lethal. He is that.
Draymond rimming that out. Draymond had been 3 of 6 on threes in the preseason. McLemore bounced it off of Powell's foot. Getting a little ragged here, and you don't like to see Steph running any contact.
Covington was trying to foul him on purpose, knowing the Warriors had numbers. Slow down, slow down.
I think the first half, the compete level was pretty solid with both teams. The second half, we're about 4 minutes away from both teams saying, all right, regular season, nobody get hurt. Let's get out of here. Right. One piece. Wiggins off back iron.
I like that pass from Poole, though. That skip pass back to the weak side. Just reading the defense.
Looney giving ground. Good recovery by Wiggins. And McCollum give it up. Nurkic on the roll. And Steph draws the charge. Wow.
He's still willing to give his body up. I know every time he falls to the floor, we just hold our breath a little bit, but he's like, I'm tough. I'm built for this. Don't worry. Watch him rotate over from the weak side. He's just waiting. Oh, Nurkic is coming. Let me get out this restricted circle. Run me over. He can take it in the chest. He turned a little bit there, but he still took it. It was square.
It was a good rotation, like you said. Draymond. Oh, nicely done. That's where you're going to see when Klay Thompson is back and they have to honor him in the corner. Wiggins is a slasher.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be a whole new chapter, right?
How about putting Wiggins in the short corner?
Now missing there. Jordan Poole will push. Now, when you say short corner, tell people what you mean.
So basically, you're on the baseline, not all the way at the three-point line. It's Jordan Poole. The nifty, crafty finish. Incredible adjustment. You talk about not shying away from contact, switching it up. We've seen some crazy finishes from him this preseason. The in and out. We saw that last game. Just froze McLemore. Sub-zero.
So Poole will shoot a free throw when we come back. Kalena will explain short corner as the Warriors.
Basketball on NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by WebEx, the future of hybrid. WebEx by Cisco.
There's Andrew Wiggins soaring in off the Draymond Green feed. A 6-point Warrior lead. Now, Tuesday, pre and post, it's a national broadcast, but Chris Mullin, Darrell Wright, Bonte Hill will have Warriors Live at 6, and then right after the game. And then you got Dubs Talk Live with Grant Liffman and Kendra Andrews. So complete opening night coverage as the season begins on Tuesday. Tell me why Wiggins be so dangerous in the short corner.
Well, first of all, he's got bounce. He's super athletic. You can just throw it up to him. You can get it off the vertical. But you put someone in the short corner there because you're going to let Steph and Draymond run the pick and roll.
Right.
Two defenders are going to stay with Steph, including Draymond's man. He's going to the basket free, so you put a guy at the short corner, make that defender make a decision. Are you going to come over and stop Draymond? If you do, you just throw it up to him. And if you put an athletic monster down there like Wiggins, makes it even that much easier. Or a James Wiseman.
There you go. You also get here the dunker spot for centers.
Yes.
Similar type of concept. But I think the spacing with Steph, with Klay back, Jordan Poole, that's where defense is really like, You know, then you throw in Porter and Bielitsa.
All the shooters they got.
And then Iguodala's like Draymond, another ball mover. Curry! Foul shooting the three, and an opportunity for a 4-point play.
A high degree of difficulty, but it's just the execution, the Warriors' execution. It's not just the split action. It's the little movement before the split action. Cut off him. Jordan Poole catches a piece of C.J. McCollum, makes him have to trail Steph from behind, obviously, and then you come off that split action screen. The screener's defender is nowhere to be found. He's just not ready to guard Steph coming off of there. So it's only up to Steph's defender, who's behind him already. And Steph knows that, so he just stops and lets his defender's momentum run into him.
24 points in 22 minutes. Steph looking ready for the regular season. Nurkic on the roll, but Jordan Poole called for the foul. He had the reach there. That's the one thing for Jordan defensively. Be in the right spot, but young guys always want to reach. And even if you don't make contact sometimes, the official sees the swipe down. Unless you're like an Andre Iguodala type, you're going to get that whistle.
You're coming over from the weak side. You want to use your feet, not your hands.
McCollum off back iron, Draymond the rebound, and here comes the Draymond Express. Going to go in and get to the line, and that is the type of read Steve Kerr wants to see for Draymond, that if you have an opportunity, look for your own offense.
He made the right decision. He's thinking, I got to be a threat too now. Everybody knows I love to pass it. I got great vision. In transition, you love him leading the break. If C.J. McCollum is on him, even if he doesn't beat C.J. McCollum, he knows he has the size advantage to go up and try to finish or get to the free throw line.
75th year of the NBA, 75 years of Warrior basketball. Be here for the home opener. Tickets available against the Clippers, all at Warriors.com. Nice thing with Warriors.com, too, that's where season ticket holders who might not make a game put their seats on. And Guaranteed security. Log on, grab whatever seats, you got the map, pick where you want to sit. Nurkic on the roll, Steph's there again. And this time it's Steph reaching and fouling.
He's got some dexterity. See the little Euro step. Saw Steph coming over, made the adjustment.
Now you think about it in Denver, you had Nurkic and Jokic together. And then Nurkic was traded, but it was Jokic who was the 41st pick in the draft. And Nurkic was initially the better prospect. He was taken 15th. And they had the two big guys. And I think it's worked out for both of them. Obviously, Jokic is the MVP, but you said Nurkic is a quality big and has played very well for Portland, but staying healthy becomes the big issue.
I actually got to talk to Nurkic when he was in Denver. I lived there, and we went out one night with he and Danilo Gallinari, and that's when he wasn't playing, but he kept a good attitude, and he looked like, even at that point, he knew he was going to be a problem in this league. He just needed opportunity.
Powell in the reload pump fake, and that's where Powell, they make the trade, they sign him to the big extension in the summer. You add Lillard, McCollum, Norman Powell, then Covington, Nurkic. Your starter's solid. Curry, he's running back already.
Feeling it. He's a flamethrower. Just stopped in no man's land before anyone could switch on to him.
6 of 10 on threes. Begin the year 141 away from Ray Allen. He will break that this year, become the all-time leading three-point shooter. He's going to do it, by the way, in hundreds of games fewer than Ray Allen ever did. Steph with the rebound.
He's an opportunist. Look, he throws the goggles on. He's just in the right place at the right time now. The ball is just bouncing to him.
He's got 32 points in 23 minutes. He did have 62 against Portland. His career high last year. Something about the Blazers.
He likes playing Portland.
He said if the math works out, watch December 8th against Portland. That could be the record night. This time, that was just the heat check. McLemore saying thank you. At least he didn't hit that one. Draymond's going to commit the foul to stop the break.
It's probably a good foul. Steph is just incredible.
Well, he doesn't have much fun when he's playing. I think that's the thing.
Watch him. Yeah.
He's so serious. There's never any kind of a little wink.
He loves what he's doing out there.
I mean, you talk about joy. He plays with joy. He brings joy. And if you love sports and you love basketball, you've got to love Steph Curry.
He knows how good he is, but somehow he's still humble.
Norman Powell missing there, and the rebound will go to the Warriors. If you were that good, you wouldn't be humble. That's the difference. I mean, people need to know that.
I'd be a punk.
I think you'd hit a three-run back. I'm leading the league in scoring.
Right.
Just want you to know.
Exactly. And I'd buy probably way bigger than an 11-foot boat if I was as good as him. 11 foot. I probably thought Klay had a canoe or something. I don't know what.
Could have been a McCovey Cove trying to catch a home run ball.
Just a kayaking out there.
He did kayak in the offseason. Klay had the one little video of him kayaking.
That's what I was talking about. I thought you asked, how big is his kayak?
I just remember texting him after he had Wiseman out of the boat, and I said, okay, I need you healthy, I need him healthy. Is there any other nautical experience on this boat? Klay's like, no, I'm the captain. He's my first mate. I'm like, all right, that's enough of that. Draymond missing both free throws.
Oh, with Steph, with the humility, the unselfishness, that's why you want him as the leader of your franchise. I'd like to think I'd be a nice person, but who knows?
Unfailingly nice. Mccollum with that three. Moses Moody's getting an opportunity here with Draymond, Steph, Wiggins, and Looney. And so for the 14th pick in the draft, the 1 year at Arkansas, Steph, a little show and go. Leapers like to leap. He got Marquise Chris in the air and finished on the other side.
He is just bamboozling people right now. Instead of coming off the split action like he normally would, go back door. They can't find him.
Wiggins, just that extra effort. They contest, staying with guys. Bothered McCollum on that shot. Covington, little pickpocket as Looney spun. Oh, Norman Powell was grabbed in transition.
Yeah, they're stopping the break. They don't want him to get anything going in transition. Fast break opportunities. Watch Steph. Instead of going over the top, the split action, you saw his teammate coming over instead of the split action. They kind of top blocked him, thinking he's going to go off over the three-point line. Go back door, and then see that next defender come and make the adjustment, pump fake. It just makes it look so easy.
34 points, 7 rebounds. Won't be leaving McCollum. The Warriors fortunate there. 12-point Warrior lead. They flipped the game by 24, trailed by 12, pushed it to 12. Macklemore running at Steph. Little flip shot. Marquise challenged it. Looney. Steph attacking again to lay it up and in.
It's too easy. They're just going to close all the way out to him. He's just using that to get to the basket.
Well, I'd say Curry is ready for this season, but the excitement level for the Dubs. You had Klay Thompson and Wiseman. This team fully healthy. The mix of young and old. Marquise Chris missing that three. The style is distinctive. They know what they're doing. I'm amazed that Porter and Bielitsa fit in so nicely so quickly.
It would be so much fun to be on this team.
Oh, Draymond! A little post up and then a little too small on Covington. Wait a minute.
Savage. Look, still talking to him.
That's not an all defense league defender.
Look at the footwork, though. Just taking his time. Boys under pressure. Covington, he's too small. He can't guard me. What do you think this is?
16 with 4:18 remaining in the third. Warrior fans, Xfinity Mobile delivers fast nationwide 5G included at no extra cost. Save on your wireless bill with Xfinity Mobile. If you're wondering who has the most points of any preseason game this year, it would be Steph Curry in the league with 36. 6 in the first, 15 and 15 in the second and third.
No surprise. If there's any question if the Warriors are taking this seriously, Steph is still in the game. And Andre's out there, and Otto Porter. They're trying to really get themselves ready mentality-wise for the regular season.
Well, Steve Kerr said he's going to use it as a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
And when the Warriors got down 12 early in the game, they weren't shooting it well. A little lack of cohesion offensively, but now they're holding Portland to 40% shooting, and they've come from 12 down to now 15 up. Marquise Chris was fouled there.
They want to continue those good habits.
We said the win-loss in preseason matters not at all. Warriors have never had an undefeated preseason, if that they care, but we said Phoenix and Milwaukee did not win a preseason game a year ago. They both obviously went to the finals. The Bucks won the title. Bielitsa attacking inside.
He's not just a shooter. 2 defenders go with Steph. He sees he's got some space. I'm not just going to settle for the 3 every time.
Draymond Green had an extended media session in L.A., and he was talking about Bielitsa in practice. Nemanja has been saying, look, in Europe, I did all of these things. You know, I attacked, I passed, I made plays, I shot threes. Curry out back iron, I rebounded the ball as Bielitsa does right there. And Draymond was like, oh, okay. Then there's Bielitsa to Porter. Moody out of the corner. Nicely done.
The ball movement is great right now. That ball's hopping around.
Thinking of the ages there, 33 to 28 to 20-year-old to hit the three.
Nice.
It's the mix of veterans and youngsters the Warriors have. Macklemore finding McCollum. CJ McCollum's fun to watch.
They can move the ball too. It's interesting. They play a lot different than the Warriors, though. They're actually last in assists last season. It's because Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum know how to take it themselves, and that happens a lot. But he showed some ball movement there.
There's Bielitsa again.
Hey, told you he's not. Oh, him and Marquise Chris are getting into it. A little chippy.
Well, what that is, because Marquise we know is a great kid. That guy drove on me from the three-point line and laid it in, and I'm a little frustrated.
And you look at Bielitsa, like, this guy should never beat me off the dribble. Marquise Chris is running a little hot right now. It's like, get off me.
And so Marquise got the tee there.
Stop driving by me.
Yeah, that's everybody that's ever played basketball at any level There's always some old dude in the gym that just knows how to play.
That just annoys you.
Bielitz is 33 years old. Crafty, went in there, skilled. It was beautifully done.
How is he doing this?
Yeah, Marquise could touch the top of the backboard athletically. He's like, wait a minute, how did this guy just do that?
Just footwork in you to death, just technique.
Norman Powell, that's a beautiful drive in his own right.
They're trying to attack Bielitsa now.
You know, I really give Norman Powell a lot of credit. When you think of the Warriors-Raptors in the finals, he was a defensive stopper, right? And his offensive game has blossomed to where now, man, Norman Powell's a really good two-way player, and that's just work. That's just he's just a really good player.
He was huge for the Toronto Raptors.
Yep.
Made some really big shots and just got that reputation of being unafraid in big moments, showing up big.
And it's not like Gary Trent Jr. is not a good player in his own right. So
Portland saw that and was like, we got to have him.
$70 million in the offseason.
Paper.
Knocked away. That'll kicked. That'll get Ellaby into the game. But yeah, Norman Powell with Lillard, with McCollum. I mean, that three-guard situation, you want to call Powell small forward, but as a wing.
Ellaby is a guy that can shoot it pretty well. Needs to get more consistent there.
You also have Anthony Simons, who I think is coming along. Andre, little fetch pastry. Bielitsa tipping it up and out. All the good passing, but not the bucket.
They were looking to get one on the highlight reel, missed out.
He's Chris missing. Iguodala the rebound. This is where Andre's going to run that second unit. I don't know. Shot it a little strong, did Moses Moody. Curry. So the Warriors, a couple home run opportunities here, missing on those threes.
Andre's having some fun out there, getting fancy.
Talked about Ellaby shooting, but missing there.
Consistency.
Otto Porter.
Mr. Consistency. That guy's been on fire.
Well, Grant Liftman and Kendra Andrews will be on after this. Grant Liftman is pushing
Automatic.
Automatic or Otto Corner Jr. because he likes that 22-foot short corner three.
I think Automatic is better.
I'm liking the Automatic.
It's really been reliable.
Giving Grant a little credit on that. Steph Curry has one 4-point play. How about another one?
He's just laughing at him. It's too easy.
A 40 spot in the preseason
Give him
in
some
29
credit.
minutes.
Unbelievable. Watch him just kind of jog up there and then just explode off the little handoff. He's just running around, taking a jog, having a little fun. He's already got MVP chance in the preseason.
That tells me Dub Nation's ready for next week. If you already got the MVP in preseason, you get fans getting into real mode.
I think Dub Nation's been ready for a long time.
I think so too. It's great to see fans in the building again. Stepped on the sideline out of bounds at McLemore. Portland turns it over. Steph Curry has 41 in 29 minutes in a preseason game and 2 4-point plays.
Warriors are just kind of styling on him now. Seen Andre with the behind-the-back passes, getting fancy.
Steph's got 20 in the quarter. That is a silly pass that has to be removed. That's the one thing, and Steph will get on himself for that. The one-handed hook pass. If you pick up the ball one-handed in the NBA, these guys are too good.
I've said it before in the past. The Warriors can get pretty overconfident because they're so good at passing and they have such great passers.
Knocked out of bounds. It'll still be Warrior ball. The only guy that could get away with the one-hand pass was Jordan. His hands were so big, he would put it out and then he could pull it back.
Yeah,
that's where Michael could do that. Dr. J could do the same.
But Jordan didn't try like crazy tough ones with the one hand. He was pretty solid with it usually.
Oh, the backdoor cut. Vet to vet. Porter to Bielitsa.
But Moody is the reason that happened. That's why he was pointing, because 2 defenders went out with him as Bielitsa pinned down for him. A lot of times that happens with Steph, but Moody's like, you know what, I got a little gravity out here too, even though I'm a rookie.
14 made threes, 26 assists. He put up 98 points, and we're about to be done with the third. The Warriors are ready. McLemore off iron. And that will do it for the third quarter.
Bielitsa contained.
41 for Curry through 3. All Warriors since the first quarter. If this is a dress rehearsal, sign me up for the real show.
You're dressed.
The joy of Steph Curry, a 43-point third quarter by the Warriors. Curry's got 41 in the game, and that should end his preseason. The Warriors have blown this one open. And yeah, Bielitsa off iron. It's Bielitsa, Damian Lee, Jordan Poole, Otto Porter Jr., and Andre Iguodala.
Just trying to maintain this lead if you're this group.
Brown and Marquise Chris, Dennis Smith Jr., Brown the third missing there. Ben McLemore and Ellaby. Portland hasn't won a game in the preseason. Neither have the Lakers. You're going to see in the Western Conference not only Chauncey Billups, but how about Jason Kidd coaching Dallas? Coming back, and that will be, Rick Carlisle to me is one of the greatest coaches we have in the league. He'll be in Indiana, but Jay Kidd and Doncic, the mentorship there. Luka, he's doing everything that LeBron did as a young guy.
I think
that's how good Doncic is.
I think Doncic is probably happy that Jason Kidd is his coach. He's going to learn a lot from him.
Poole. Now Poole lays it in, draws the foul. Who do you think fed him perfectly?
That was so nice, Bielitsa.
It's like you watch Iguodala and Porter and Bielitsa, and Andre here.
Oh, it's
just
Iguodala.
Wait for the cut. But if you're a young guy, just move because these veterans all know what they're doing.
I love Iguodala in the middle, just as the playmaker.
Andre stopped caring about stats about 5 years ago. No, the only stat, if you really know basketball, look at Andre Iguodala's plus minus. Game after game after game. Basically, when he's on the floor, good things happen because he's about winning.
He can affect the game in so many different ways.
And you talk to Andre, it's like, okay, what do we need? Hey, we're not rebounding tonight. I'll go rebound. We need to move the ball better. I'll run this offense. Wait, this guy's scoring. I'll play defense. I'll shut him down.
He can still defend at a high level.
That's and I loved when we had Joe Lake upon. He wants Andre Iguodala to retire as a Warrior. This will be 7 years with the Dubs, and I don't know how many more years Andre wants to play because business-wise, he's done incredibly well. But this guy's a gift, man.
He is.
You want to learn how to play basketball, you watching a genius.
He tried to no-look to Damian Lee. Damian Lee got fooled by it. I just love how he takes care of his body. We've seen it throughout the preseason. He's had some really nice dunks. Still got some juice in those legs. He's figured it out.
He skipped out on a couple golf outings to work out. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. How serious is he about this?
Yeah. He does really love basketball and take it seriously.
Well, he takes his golf seriously.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's how you can tell.
Dennis Smith Jr. with McLemore. There's Iguodala pushing ahead, directing traffic. Andre in the middle of everything, waited for the runner. And Bielitsa. It's a good recovery by Marquise Chris. Oh, Bielitsa, good recovery in his own right.
Just keep running. Get back.
Now this will be, I think, a lot of the second unit. I think that's why Steve has this five-man group there. Jordan with Damian Lee.
Backcourt.
He did go backcourt. He was kind of saying I was shoved into it, but Jordan Poole with Porter, Bielitsa, Damian Lee, Iguodala. You're going to see that group, I think, at various times, and that's a good bench group right there.
It is. It is. The Warriors want to keep the turnovers down. We've seen a good amount of them this game. They've done a pretty good job for most of the preseason, but just want to continue to take care of it.
So Trenton Watford, the undrafted rookie out of LSU, checks in.
He's got some stretch 4 potential, but he's a guy that actually needs to shoot it more. Can kind of be hesitant, reluctant to shoot it. Just gain more confidence.
Oh, there's the Dennis Smith Jr. from a couple of years ago, but it went off his own shoulder. It'll be Warrior ball.
The bench, the Warriors bench, loves the block. He got up pretty high. The Warriors are ready for him.
Jordan Poole sent away. And it's a goaltend.
Hit the backboard first.
Greg Brown saying no, it didn't. But once it touches the backboard, by definition, it's ruled coming down, and you're not allowed to contact the ball at all. Lee moved his feet nicely. Brown missing there. Rebound scramble. Up to Watford. Ellaby, like you said, you spotted it. In terms of his shooting ability, I said you got Anthony Simons in there. You've got Lillard. You got McCollum. You got Robert Covington. I mean, Portland's got a lot of firepower. Okay, Otto Corner Jr.
He's got that shot down in the corner where he's drifting to his right a little bit. He shoots it so well. Usually that's like shooting at a moving target. Warriors.
Steph Curry can make a preseason game must-see TV. 41 points in 30 minutes. 7 of 14 on threes. Enough highlights to last you the month of October. He hit something else. 2 4-point plays. 20 points in the third quarter by itself. And the entertainment factor for Mr. Curry is off the charts.
His celebrations and his handshakes are in regular season form.
Also, too, Steph got a luxury suite at the Giants game and brought the team yesterday, basically.
Yeah. Support, the Bay Area support.
From the leadership standpoint.
Coach Kerr was there, Draymond.
You think about it, with Steph and Draymond, Iguodala and Klay, you're so locked in. I mean, they're making a case for all 4 of those guys ending up in the Hall of Fame when it's all done.
Right.
Steve Kerr, all he's got is 8 championships as a player and a coach.
All Hall of Fame people, too.
Yep. The one thing with Andre that there'll be no stats for it, could you pick someone better to mentor Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga?
No, you
the small forwards in the league?
No, you couldn't.
Missing there.
It's a good box out from Jordan Poole. He's trying to put bodies on people, continue to do the little things. Yeah, the game's in hand, but you want to continue to play the right way, put some good things on film.
Those are the timeouts Steve Kerr's used in the preseason. It's on a defensive breakdown or not getting back on defense or not boxing out. I was saying I'm pleased with a lot of things, but hey, we want to win games at an elite level. You can't have slippage on that stuff. Bielitsa rattling that one out.
He's got some range.
Bielitsa 12, Draymond 10, Jordan Poole 14, Steph 41. A lot of guys in double figures tonight. Brown missing there, and Damian Lee the rebound. But yeah, there's no accident that Steve Kerr's using this group. And then I'm just going to guess that Juan Toscano-Anderson would be the next guy in. Jordan Poole took a little contact there. McLemore's going to continue to fire, but 1 of 6. And Jordan Poole, cherry picking.
Sometimes you get rewarded for it, though. Did it at the right time.
I'm just not happy with the lack of a foul call on that drive. Jordan's going to get an excuse me foul there.
Try to get over from the weak side, clog that lob up.
Iguodala's telling him. So Juan Toscano-Anderson, Chris Chiozza, and Moses Moody will check in.
Chiozza played really well against the Lakers that last game.
I think Chiozza on a 2-way contract. You need a caddy for Steph Curry, but you also need someone who can run the team and hit open shots. I think Chris Chiozza, it's a very good signing.
He's gritty. He's got some toughness. He can definitely get penetration. He's got the quickness.
That's the thing, you and I were able to check out a couple scrimmages and be at camp. Chemistry is there. The open practice guys are having so much fun.
Right.
The team has come together nicely. The style that guys play have all fit in.
It's been fun to watch. Dennis Smith Jr. is trying people to no avail. He keeps losing it on the way up, getting blocked.
Dallas to New York, Detroit, out here in Portland for Dennis Smith Jr. Jordan Bell got his pocket picked. It's a nice play by Watford all the way. Had the steal and then pretty nifty finish between two defenders.
The handle in traffic, pretty impressive.
Lee catch and shoot three. Interesting, the deeper reserves for the Blazers as Watford is fouled.
He's actually a pretty good low post scorer. Watford is.
Say that, is there are minutes after their initial starting five, which is very good, and Anthony Simons will play. That's 6. Who fills out the rest of the rotation for Chauncey Billups? So a couple free throws coming as we step aside. Powered by Cisco WebEx.
We need that part.
It's nearly done.
Can you repeat that? That's better.
It's done.
With WebEx, the McLaren Formula One team is collaborating like never before. Introducing the WebEx Suite, driving hybrid work.
They made the trade for Larry Nance Jr., so he'll be one of the bigs that's in the rotation.
Yeah, Watford is their two-way contract, but again, just with the shooting for him, just needs to be more consistent and then not as reluctant to shoot it. It looks like he's getting more assertive.
Montescano Anderson really knows this system, knows how to move the ball. Chioza set up Moody, then Chioza with the rebound, giving it back to Moody again and in and out of Jordan Bell's hands.
I was about to say the ball movement is devastating. It was a little too devastating for Jordan Bell there. He couldn't catch it. It's coming a little hot there. You want to maybe take something off of that little touch pass. Put some air under that thing.
I think it's been a good camp for Moses Moody, too.
It has been.
I mean, the Laker game, he struggled shooting the ball, and he had some kind of welcome to the NBA moments. But this is, again, when Jordan Poole was drafted, he was 20. Kuminga Moody, this guy's 18, 19, 20 years old. Wiseman, 20. It takes a little while.
And you've seen some flashes from Moody. That's a pretty good cover.
Speaking of flash, perfectly done.
He heard me. Flashing from the weak side.
From weak to strong, get the ball and finish.
Well, that's what you expect from young guys. They're not going to be super consistent usually, but as long as you see flashes of brilliance, and then hopefully they put it together more and more, get more confident, more knowledge, more experience. You got great vets on this team. Brown, the third.
The one thing with Moody, playing for Eric Musselman at Arkansas, NBA concepts are not like a foreign language.
True.
So I think Moody, there's a reason when you're SEC Newcomer of the Year and all that, his understanding of the game, I think, was at a nice elevated level.
And he went against great competition. You got some techs here. Preseason chippiness.
There's 4:11 remaining in the preseason.
Come on, guys. Let's land this plane. What are we doing?
Jordan Bell doing some talking. Watford was doing some talking.
It is not that serious.
Personal foul, number 2.
Were you ever physically afraid of an opponent where you went, I don't know if I want to chirp at this guy because...
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Ron Artest started talking one time, but I wasn't scared. I knew he wasn't probably going to do anything. That's the one guy you think, oh, maybe this guy could go off the rails here and do something crazy, but I could hold my own, and I had some teammates that could hold their own too. Baron Davis and Steven Jackson, all these guys. So I had some good guys in my corner.
He had the offsetting tees and then the over and back turnover. I always got a kick out of, this is the quietest warrior, right? Kevon Looney loved playing alongside David West.
Oh, yeah. Everybody respected him around the league.
Because Kevon said, I could say anything, and no one was going to mess with me if David West was on the floor with me at the same time. David West. I don't think anybody wanted any part of David West.
That's the guy you want in your corner.
Chioza missing that three. Moody soaring in to finish.
You give him a runway, he's taking off.
Not just a three-point shooter. Moses Moody's got a little more game.
He's sneaky athletic, though. You sleep on him, he will wake you up.
Damian Lee, nice steal there. Push ahead Chioza. D. Lee rewarded. Moody again!
Back to back. They didn't learn the first time. They gonna learn tonight.
Moses Moody. High rising, back to back. And the bench was loving it.
You better put a body on him. He just keeps giving him a runway.
What? He was the 14th pick. Kuminga the 7th pick, who's equally athletic, if not more so.
Just flying in there. Don't just stand on the outside. Get in on the action. Look, no one's even close to him. Don't give me a runway. I will use it.
The timing on that, it's not like the ball ricocheted right to him.
Nah.
That one did.
That was, he tapped glass there. He's loving it. The bench is loving it. Up off their seats.
See, this is
Klay Thompson leading the cheers. Watch your head.
Yeah, I mean, this is the stuff that you can't teach that in terms of, you got a group of guys, and this is where Bob Myers and Larry Harris and Mike Dunleavy and these guys, you know, Kirk and Kent Lacob, you know, how's someone going to fit in personality-wise? Who's going to fit in with the group? Where's the leadership? Where's the fun factor? And teams that get along, man, you can sense it.
Yeah, you can't really teach camaraderie or try to encourage it or teach fun. Hey, guys, we got to have more fun. What are we doing? You got to cheer for each other. No, this is just their nature. It's the people they are, led by Steph. It's what they've really established here as a culture.
2:54 remaining. This Warrior team is ready for this year. This is going to be a fun ride.
Yeah, they've had a lot of meaningful conversations with a lot of really important people.
Opening night for the Sharks. It's tomorrow at 6:30. Good to see the NHL rolling and fans in buildings. Same with the NBA starting next Tuesday with the Warriors and Lakers down in LA. Warriors Clippers on Thursday here at Chase Center. This thing's getting better and better in the sports world. Return pass to Jordan Bell. Chioza to JTA. Long shot long and strong. LJ Figueroa, who's just signed, has checked in. And Figueroa, St. John's, Oregon. The Warriors looking for possible roster addition to the big club, also filling out maybe some of the G League situations.
Yeah. You got some time here. See if you can get to your game fast. Show them what you got.
Well, that's the one thing, too, is with the Exhibit 10 contracts.
Right.
There are some, you have to be on a roster and then start to do some things after that. But I'll tell you what, if you're going to a Santa Cruz Warrior game, you might see Kuminga, you might see Moody, you might see Wiseman. I don't know if Klay Thompson would rehab in Santa Cruz for a game. I don't think so, but it could happen.
There he is.
Figueroa with a steal. And then got it knocked away.
Trying to turn some heads. Do something to get someone's attention. Like, oh, he's in the game. Make sure they know you're in there.
The Warriors will have tomorrow off, and they'll be able to flip that in. They'll practice Sunday, get on a plane Monday, and deal with the Lakers on Tuesday.
This is it. The regular season is starting. I can't wait.
Full 82-gamer.
Yes.
That's two shortened seasons. Figueroa missing that corner three. This Western Conference, Lakers, Clippers, Denver, Dallas. Throw in the Warriors, Utah, and all the success they have had. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of competitive teams.
Memphis with Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr.
You said it. Warriors owe Memphis. Knocked them out of the playoffs last year, that play-in tournament.
Memphis has a really good squad, although as Ellaby finishes there, Dylan Brooks banged up to start the year. Same thing with Zion Williamson for New Orleans. Although our man Willie Green and Jaron Collins are in New Orleans. I'd like the Pelicans to do well when they're not playing the Dubs, but those are two amazing gentlemen on the coaching staff.
Yeah. Brandon Ingram, the Pelicans. Still underrated, in my opinion.
I want to see, and we'll see it on the homestand, the Bulls
Yeah.
with Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball,
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan, and then you got Vucevic.
Yeah.
That Chicago team.
That's to end the homestand, right?
I think it's the last one.
shot. Yeah,
So you can have LaMelo Ball. And
Yeah,
Charlotte
middle of
be
it.
here, and then homestand. Dubs Talk Live is going to be coming up right after the game. We were hoping to talk to Nemanja Bjelica before Grant Liffman and Kendra Andrews. And then the nice thing with Automatic or Auto Corner Jr. is if it works out, we give Grant a lot of credit. If it's a complete failure, we blame Grant
Basically.
and just wash our hands of it and walk away. So either way, it's good for us.
Right.
I think I'm going to just ask Otto what he would prefer.
There we go.
Jordan Bell hitting a three. Okay, how many guys did threes tonight?
Yeah, his stroke looked pretty good there. Don't be afraid to shoot it.
If you're a big now, you've got to develop a set shot three.
Because you got to be a threat. Keep the defense honest.
Spacing the floor becomes critical. Brown off back iron. Final 22 seconds. That will be a miss there. Jordan Bell fights for that rebound. Moody's got it. No need to shoot. Shot clock off.
Figueroa was pointing up. Moody's like, no, we're not doing that, bro.
The Warriors have never gone undefeated in the preseason. Now, they only started keeping track of that after 1980. Preseason doesn't matter. But if you're going to keep scoring, you might as well win. And the Warriors did it easily with 41 from Steph Curry in only 30 minutes.
It's just about trying to get better every single game. Trying to improve. Put your best foot forward. Don't make it a wasted night. The Warriors haven't done that on any night in this preseason.
119 to 97. They come up with a victory. And get ready for the Lakers in LA on Tuesday. And the Clippers right here at Chase Center, the home opener on Thursday. Jordan Poole step forward and fill in a little bit in the absence of Klay Thompson, but you know Klay is coming. Same thing with Wiseman. We've added Otto Porter Jr. Andre Iguodala is back. And we've had a lot of fun. Now, Nemanja, all the years you played in the league, we were calling you Nemanja Bjelica. You have gone with Nemanja as the correct pronunciation. We want to make sure we get that right on Warriors TV. Say your first name for us.
Nemanja is okay, yeah.
All right, there we go. Now, we were having fun with Draymond Green praising your all-around game and you telling him, hey, I play defense, I create plays, I can shoot threes. You fit right in very quickly here with the Warriors.
I mean, yeah, like I said before, the system is like that. We play with so much freedom, but we're very, very disciplined. We share the ball. We are a very unselfish team, but you know when you have on a team the guy like Steph, you know he changed the entire game, and it's much easier to play with him.
Speaking of your all-around game, you were blowing by people tonight. You got to the rim a few times tonight. So just talk about the ability you have. Obviously, your shooting opens up the drive for you. You use that a lot tonight. I'm sure you're going to be looking to use that during the regular season too, no?
Yeah, I mean, I need to get used to it. For everybody is so open, the way how we play. And like I said, we share the ball. Sometimes, you know, I'm passing some shots. But like, you know, this is who I am. I need to take more threes, obviously, but as long as we are winning, I mean, this is fun basketball, fun way to play.
How about the chemistry with you and Otto Porter and Andre Iguodala? That grouping, and Steve Kerr played you in a unit extensively tonight. That's three guys that really know how to play the game all together in one unit.
Yeah, especially Andre. You know, he was a point guard. Like when he was younger, he know how to read the game. He just want to play right way. Same with Otto. You know, we can also shoot. Also, we can switch. You know, basketball change a lot. Sometimes, you know, I'm playing as a 5, so I feel very comfortable, and that's it.
You held your own defensively tonight, banging with Nurkic. Yeah. And obviously you're going to see a lot of really good bigs during the regular season. And just defensively, you're contained when it comes to pick and rolls and all those things have been good. So what's your mentality defensively going into this season?
I mean, every other night you play against great players, especially ball handler who can score. So it's a really tough job, but we play a lot of like team defense. We help each other a lot, so it's easier to play with the people who know how to play and read the game.
So I would imagine as the phone calls came in the offseason, picking the Warriors, so far so good in that selection as a free agent. Well, I think Dub Nation's happy to have you here. I think your style fits in with this team very nicely.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, like I said, in off season, I didn't think 1 minute. I knew that I can fit for this team, and I'm very happy that I chose Golden State.
Hey, thanks for stopping, Nemanja. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, we got the name right. We're ready to go. And I'll tell you, Bjelica, Porter, Iguodala, throw Jordan Poole in that mix. Steph had 41. The preseason is done. Warriors win them all. Bring on the Lakers on Tuesday. Dubs Talk Live from the building. Grant Lippman and Kendra Andrews coming up right after this.